What's going on YouTube, GS08 here. So in today's video, even more news for those of you waiting on iOS 11.2 up to iOS 11.2.6, alongside with the write-up that I have discussed about in my previous video in here about the vulnerability that has been released. There is also this project that has been released and I forgot to cover it in my previous video. But this one is directly related and you can download it right now and take a look at it. Now the write-up itself is definitely great, but with this project you can pretty much start wandering into the code by yourself. But before we do that, I would like to give a huge shout out to Rob Coleman, who is a very great friend of the channel, and he keeps me informed with anything that is new, so he's definitely a nice guy. Go ahead and follow him if you want. Now I'm going to start with the fact that you can download the project and wander into it yourself if you're into this kind of thing, and I'm going to also show you how it works. The reason I'm going to do that is because I want to show you how quick and effective the code behind it is. So the vulnerability, aside from the write-up, received this proof of concept code which allows you to leak a pointer of a function in the kernel. So we're going to open the project and I'm going to show you how to configure it so that it works. I have in here a device that is actually an iPod Touch 6th generation and it runs iOS 11.2.1. So it's in the compatible range, in the iOS 11.2 up to 11.2.6 range. Now this vulnerability, as we discussed in the previous video, has been patched on 11.3. So if you take a look in here, there is nothing important here, there is nothing important here, nothing important in here either, and nothing, or at least not much important in here. Where is the code then? Well, in the X80 leak in here, and you have a lot of information on how this works, which if you're interested in how this stuff works or in how iOS works in general, I definitely would recommend you to read. Then you have the actual code. You can see it's just this little bit in here. Just this, well, with the import from the mac.h, but anyways, this is what creates the leak, which is something that I really like. So how this works then? Well, it pretty much gets the leaked data from the X80 register. In that register, there is a pointer to this function here, le10 synchronous vector 64 long. This is what the pointer that is stored in the X80 points to. So we connected the device, but we have now to go ahead and configure the project so that it will not fail, because if we press play in here, it will say build failed, and if you want to test it, it will be very annoying. You have to select a team. Now to select a team, you will have to log in into the Xcode, so in preferences in here, and you will go to accounts, and as you can see, I am logged in into my account in here. So you will have to do that if you did not by pressing the plus button and you select Apple ID and you continue and you're good to go. So this is how you will get your team in here. Then you will have to change the bundle identifier because this one cannot be used. So I'm going to use com.geo from George.test. Okay, the name can be the same. You should disable the landscape things even though the application will never start. And we're going to press the play button, and now it's going to compile just fine. We just have to press this little button here in Xcode and the console should pop up. And the application will start for a couple seconds, show white, and then you will see the name of the function, le10 synchronous vector 64 long, and the pointer. And since it starts with 7 Fs and a 0, it hints to the fact that it is a kernel pointer, somewhere in the kernel, and it actually points to this function in here. Now this function can be used in order to calculate the kASLR slide now, because normally we shouldn't be able to get this address in here. This is an address that gives away where the kernel is in the memory if you compute the slide. So that's definitely useful. And this is what the code does for the moment. It's a very basic proof of concept of a data leak in the kernel, but it's definitely helpful for those who know how to use this address in order to calculate the slide. More about it can be found in the actual GitHub repository in here, where it explains how you can exploit this thing and what it does and so on. But I discussed about the write-up and its contents in my previous video, which is this one here, which you should definitely watch if you missed it. I posted 1 day ago. But anyways, I just wanted to share with you this little project in here that you can use yourself in order to leak that stuff. Now, if you want, you can start trying to calculate the kASLR slide yourself by taking a look at how it's done and by taking a look at the write-up, because it contains quite a lot of info. But I just found out that the project is definitely very nice. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching. Also, thanks to Rob Coleman. I usually get messages from him on Twitter, you know, man, that happened, or man, that's going on, and he sent me links, and I really appreciate that. So thank you, Rob. And thank you everybody for watching these videos. And if you like this video, give it a thumb up. If you don't, give it a thumb down. And if you have any questions about the project itself, the proof of concept, or the vulnerability itself, do not forget to drop me a comment in the comment section down below. Anyways, do not update from iOS 11.2, 11.2.1, 0.2.2, 0.2.5, or iOS 11.2.6, since these versions are definitely vulnerable, and this vulnerability can definitely be used in a jailbreak. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'm GeoSnow. Till the next time, peace out.